I appreciate Jason Souls and Paul Grant, friends at ETBU, and they just told me I called the Lady Tiger soccer team the softball team, so we need to correct that. I do know the difference between softball and soccer. Soccer is played with more ladies on the field than softball is, so I do know the difference. It just sometimes in my mind it gets all messed up. We're here in at CC's Pizza in Marshall, Texas, during the weekly ETBU Extra Show. We just got through talking about Lady Tiger soccer, and now we're going to talk Tiger soccer with the head coach Paul Grant. Jason Souls is going to ask some questions.
Yeah, and the men kind of reversed the ladies, waited till right before conference to get that win, and have kind of used that to kind of carry on through the season. A big win last Thursday night at UT Tyler. That place has been hard to get a win in years recent, and then come back against and lose a 2-0 decision to Laterno on Saturday, where we'll talk about that, I'm sure, in just a second. Talk about where the men are and still sitting in a place where they control their own destiny in the top 6 and in the tournament.
Yeah, they are, and you know it's been a process. It's been since last season taking over, and obviously part of this season working with a cultural change that we're looking for. Things are starting to fall into place, but as far as I don't say this much, but the reality is we could be 4-0 in conference. We have missed goals that should have been put away. And I would give credit to the 2 teams that we've lost to, given their 2 goals, but we should have had 4 or 5. And you know, but I think for us as a staff and even as a program, man, that dam needs to break. And when it does, look out, because I think when it does, I think there's some special things that are ahead. Obviously, as a staff, you want it to happen yesterday and not tomorrow, but I think we're really on the verge of that. And when it does, I think this team takes it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, especially Saturday night at Laterno, falling down 1-0 on a penalty kick early. From that point on, it was pretty much all ETBU. They added a late goal as we were pushing up to get the equalizer, and you get a really you feel good, like we said about the girls. I felt like there were good double digits, 10, 12 chances that could have just as easily went in as they did go out. Talk about that and how that has progressed through this season.
Yeah, I say it's getting better. Obviously, the scoreboard doesn't say so. I mean, we beat a good team, Friday in UT Tyler at their place, and in all fairness, we could have scored a few more goals. So I guess the terminology we're using nowadays, we just got to get the cellophane off the front of the goal. Again, you take that momentum into Saturday, coming off, I would say, a high. And, in all fairness, I told the guys, hey, enjoy it Friday night. Enjoy it on the bus ride back. You've earned that. But we shut it off and we get ready for Saturday. And I really don't think that was the issue on Saturday. I do agree with you after the goal we gave up on the foul in the box, going down 1-0. I say picked it up, but definitely the opportunities were there. And it's just a matter of just hitting that one. I'd say no different than the other spot, but that one moment that kind of gets you turned around. And that's what we're looking for. And not only score, but score again. I think every sport has their own momentum, and for us, it's we score a goal or get scored on it. The next 5 minutes is the one that kind of determines, So if you can score and you score again 5 minutes later, man, do something the next 5 minutes. Things can definitely happen versus, in the game of soccer, you can be up 1-0, 2-0, and that one momentum on the other side can hurt you. And sometimes those are the things that we're working through on the men's side, that consistency and really trying to, as far as scoring goals, kind of get off this roller coaster ride.
And much like the women, I don't want to call it parity, but it's obviously a tough conference, a tough schedule. Got UT Dallas coming up, who are strong as well for the women. Ozarks, who are always tough, and Louisiana College, who had never been good until the last couple years, and they're really putting together a season this year, and they're scoring a lot of goals, and they're tough to defend. Talk a little bit about these next 8-10 days that are going to be crucial in defining how your season ends up.
No, it will. I mean. UTD last year, we literally walked off the field at 11:50 at night because of a rain delay. And at the time, they were ranked, and You know, it was a game when we got done, and as you sometimes see on TV in the soccer world, you know, after a game, players out of respect exchange jerseys. And last year that was a game against UTD that would have happened. So you've got that competition coming in again, you know, Friday night. You've got a new head coach at Ozarks who's an assistant coach of the prior 2 years after John Cossaboom left and moved on. And you've got an assistant there at Ozarks who's a former player in the heyday when Ozarks was really, really rocking it. Again, a tough battle, and all those games have been close. I mean, if you look at the scores in the conference, nobody's really blown out anybody. And then, you know, as you brought up, Louisiana College in the last couple of years has turned around, and that young man there, Prince, has done a great job of bringing even a unique style that they play with that a lot of others don't, you know. And so any given day, anybody can beat anybody. And again, like I said, you look at our conference schedule as a whole or scores, nobody's really blown anybody out.
Homecoming weekend, matches against University of Texas at Dallas on Friday, 2 p.m. match, and a match also on Saturday as well. And one last question, this weekend, a part of homecoming, the teams from 1998 and 1999, which won the National Christian Collegiate Athletic Association Soccer Championship, the whole banana there, so to speak. What does that mean to bring these men back that won that national championship in the late 90s?
You know, and for me personally, I was not a part of that, but I was the guy in the middle they didn't like. I was the referee, and which is ironic, but in all fairness, that's how I got to know a lot of them.
It's since been saved.
Yes. But no, I think it's an honor. I think it's the opportunity to not only have the opportunity to honor them or recognize them at our soccer games, but also football game as well. And you know what? Who doesn't like a little bit of love every now and then, right? And was, for me, I don't necessarily know this, but that was I do know, again, officiating those games back then, that team was not only very, very good, but very, very, what's the word I'm looking for, competitive and all that, but class act. They had some players that came through there that I would say even still today are still a class act. And for me, dealing the other side that nobody liked, it's kind of come full circle. Well, not only getting this job, 8 seasons ago, but now to be the guy that was around that group of guys in the middle, but now to be able to kind of come full circle and I would say, you know, give them the love definitely that they deserve several years later.
Visiting with Coach Paul Grant, head soccer coach at East Texas Baptist University. Coach Grant, thank you for your time today on ETB Extra. Big weekend this weekend, homecoming weekend with football and soccer, and of course, paying a tribute to that 1998 and 99 NCCAA National Champion men's soccer team. Coming up next on the ETB Extra, our final segment, we'll be visiting with Lindsey Mash, the head volleyball coach here at East Texas Baptist University. We're live from CC's Pizza in Marshall, Texas. More of ETB Extra coming up in just a moment.
Our problems can cause havoc in your